looking at mapping and coordinate geometry. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, I'm saying please hit that subscription button for you to get great content like this and more and more. Just hit it, just hit it, just hit it, just hit it. All right. So let's jump right into it. So the first question here is, that's my writing part. Okay. So the first question here is, we're given the function, we're given f of x. We're given f of x to be equal to x plus 7. And also we're given g of x to be equal to what? 7x. Beautiful. Now, with a condition that when we have f of 2 multiplied by 4 and we subtract g of 2, what are we going to get? So I'm going to do f of 2 first of all. So f of 2. Now, f of 2 simply means wherever you see x, replace that x value with 2. So now so we have x here. This is x. So replace that x with what? 2 plus 7. Now 2 plus 7 is what? 9. And remember, there's a 4 outside here. Look at this. This is what I'm dealing with now. This. So that means 4f of 2 is equal to 4 multiplied by 9. And 4 multiplied by 9 is what? 2 times 9 is 18. 18 plus 18 gives you 36. Great. So let's keep that aside. Also, now g of 2. Now g of 2 is, now our g of x is just 7x. So g of 2 is 7 multiplied by what? 2. Now 7 multiplied by 2 gives us what? 14. So finally, we have what? 36 minus 14. And 36 minus 14 is what? 22. So that is our answer. So the answer here is C. The answer here is C. So for mapping, wherever you see something like this part of mapping is very, very simple and sweet, right? So f of 2 means you fix 2 wherever you see x in the function. This is the function. Likewise, g of x means you fix what the value wherever you see x in the function. Whatever you get, you subtract, and you're done with the question. Now, question number 2. Question number 2 says that the y-intercept of the graph of y is 6. Now, let me write it here. So we have the y-intercept of this particular. Now, this is the relation to the graph. So we have y is equal to minus 6x minus 32. Beautiful. So if you consider the xy coordinate, this, right, what is the value of y? Now, we've been given a condition here that that we should take the value of x to be 0. That's what this means. Take the value of x to be 0. Take this value of x to be 0. So if x is equal to 0 here, you replace this with 0. That means your answer is what? Minus. So that means y is equal to minus 6 open bracket 0 minus 32. And 6 times 0 is 0. So y is equal to minus 32. So to question number 2, the answer is minus 32. So that's all to this particular question. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, click I'm begging you should click on that subscription button for you to get good content like this. And also, if you like the content you're receiving from this particular channel, just give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up. Just say something in the comment section, say something encouraging in the comment section, and also share the content with question number 3. Question number 3 says, question number 3 says, the graph of the function f where y is equal to f of x models the total cost y in dollar for a certain video game system and X games. What is the best interpretation of the slope of the graph in this context? Now, we need to look at the graph clearly. Now, if you look at the values of y at the y-axis, you discover that we have what 50, 100, 150, and it goes up 50, 100, 150, and it goes up. Likewise, the values of x. So the values of x increases by 1. So the scale is just I think 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter to represent 1 unit there. Likewise, this one is what 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter to represent 50 units. So that's 50, 50 gives you 100, 50 plus 100 gives you 150, and it goes like that. Nice. So, and again, now the next thing we need to look at here on this particular graph, we discover the graph is a straight line graph. As a straight line graph, which implies that as one of the quantity is increasing, the other quantity is also what increasing. So that is what it implies. Okay. So let's now calculate the slope before we decide which is the answer to this question. So calculating the slope, I'm going to look at this point. If you can see my cursor, like I will circle this point. I'm circling this point like this. Now I'm looking at this point. Now from this point downward, so I'll draw a line here. On this line, goes straight. My hand is not that straight, so pardon me. Good. And down to this part like this. So I'll stop here. I guess it's the right part because I'm considering this one. So extend down to this point. I'm following this thin line. Okay, nice. So that means for the slope, we're looking at what? We're looking at now at the y-axis. At the y-axis, the highest number there is, this is 300, right? Now, if you look at the middle between these two, now the difference between 350 and 300, right, gives us this is 50, right? So if you divide 50 by 2, you have 25. So this is 325, 325. Now 325, and down here we have what 100. So we're doing 325 minus 100, all divided by now the x-axis. The x-axis. Now let me write a formula for slope. Now slope is change in y divided by what? Change in x, such that you have you have y1 minus y naught divided by x1 minus x naught, right? So this x1 and y1 are the new values of what, or the highest values of y according to the slope, and the least values of y are what, the x naught and the y naught. So that's the idea I'm using here. So let's go back to what we're doing. So the down parts here, we're having x naught, x1, sorry. So the x1 here is 9. And now since it touched the y-axis down this side like this, and you know this is 0 particularly. So I'm going to use 0. So I have 9 minus 0 here. So now 325 minus 100 gives us what? 225. Now 9 minus 0 is what? 9. Now if you divide 225 by 9, you have what? 25. So our slope is mainly 25. So back to the question. So from the question said, what is the best interpretation of the slope of the graph in this context? All right, each game costs $25. That's A. B. The video game system costs $100. This is not, we didn't get a slope of $100. So let's start that one. Now, the video game system costs $25. Okay. Then D, the video game costs. So I will strike D also. So the options that we are left with is basically A and C. So let's go back to the question again. So the graph of a function, now the total cost Y in dollar for the certain video game system and X. So this is mainly this graph mainly shows that the cost of dollar to a certain video game. So the best option to this particular question is A. Is A. So each game costs $25, not the video game costing, because this is the numbers of video games. This is video game. This is the costs. This is the cost of video games. So picking C implies that picking C would implies that we're looking at this video game number of video games to the cost, whereas we're supposed to look at the cost to the number of what video games. So that is that about this particular question. Now the next question, question number 4. Question number 4 says that y is less than 4x. That y is less than minus 4x plus 4. Now for which points x comma y is a solution to the given inequality in xy plane? Now, for us to get the solution to this particular inequality, we need to consider the options that are given. So we're going to use the answers. We're going to use these answers to determine the best solution to this particular inequality. So that's what we're going to do. So and the reason is because the condition given is that y should be less than what we have at the right hand side. So y should be less than minus 4x plus. So if this condition, if this values, if the first value did not satisfy the condition, that means it's wrong. If the second value did not satisfy the condition, that means it's wrong, and it goes like that. So we're going to do it gradually. So the first one, now I need you to understand that we're given that x comma y. So that means each of these individual values are x. This is x. Now this is x, this is y. Right. So so since we have y here, we're starting with number 1. We have minus 1 is less than minus 4 open bracket. I have 2 plus 4. So minus 1 less than, now if you multiply this, you have what? 8, and finally you have what? 4, minus 4. This is minus 8 plus 4, you have what? Minus 4. This does not satisfy the condition, so this is wrong. So I'm going to star it. Now the second one is x is what? 2, y is 1. So y is 1 less than what? Minus 4 open bracket. Open bracket. X is also 2 and 4. So this is what? This also gives us the same thing, so it's also wrong. Okay. Now the next condition is what? When we have x as 0, so we have x as 0 and y is 5. So we have 5 here less than minus 4, and here is 0 plus what? 4. So you discover that this is also not it. So let's look at the final point. Final one is uh, y is 0 less than minus 4, and the value of x is also minus 4, so I have minus 4 here plus what? 4. Great. So 0 less than, now minus 4 times minus 4 gives us what? 16. 16 plus 4 is equal to 20, so 0 less than what? 20. So this condition goes, this condition holds. Now this condition holds, so this is the right option. This is the right option. So that's how to go about this particular question. There's no visible way of solving this particular question except use the options that are given. So that's why I solved it like that. So if you like what you're watching, if you want to encourage me, just say something in the comment section, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's move on to the next question. And now the final question here says that figure A and figure B are both regular polygons. The sum of the perimeter of figure A and the perimeter of figure B is 63. So the summing we have A plus what? B is equal to what? 63. So let's keep that aside. Also, that the equation 3x plus 6x is equal to 63 represents this. So that means instead of having A here, we have 3x plus, here we have what? 6y, and it's equal to what? 63. Good. Now, where x is the number of side of the figure A, now x for A now, right? And B and y is the number of side of figure for what? B. Now, which statement is best representation of 6 in this context? All right. Now, I need you guys to understand that one, 6 itself indicates that indicate the perimeter of the figure in B, right? 6 is the perimeter of the figure in B. So that 6y is the total perimeter of that figure in B. Likewise, 3x is the total perimeter of the figure in B. So let's keep that aside. So now looking at the options now, the first option said each side of the figure B has a length of 6 inch. Also, B said the number of side of figure B is 6. E said the side of figure A has length of 6 inches. D said the number of side of figure A is 6. Now, this question reads that for B, that y is the number of side of B, and we have that B are both regular polygons, and the sum of the perimeter of A and B is equal to this. So it just shows that each side of the figure has the same length. Each side of the regular of the regular polygon has the same length of what? 6 inch. So that's why we're having this. So it's just like saying we have this, right? So if this is 2 here, this is 2 here, this is 2 here, and this is 2 here, right? We can equally say that the perimeter is equal to what? Equal to 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, and goes like that. So because they're having all same equal sides, so this goes with our answer. So thank you guys for watching this video. See you in the next one.